A major warning for millions of Americans here, as even the Senate Republicans fear that the House actions could lead to a major shutdown coming, saying, quote, it's going to be a problem. And U.S. House Republicans target deeper spending cuts coming here that will affect tens of millions of Americans, raising shutdown threats. There are looking for massive more, potentially trillions of dollars of more spending cuts that will affect hundreds of millions of Americans. And we've already seen over 1 million Americans cut off Medicaid, millions more to come, potentially up to 18 million Americans cut off Medicaid here. Worries grow over impact of people with disabilities being completely cut off. We'll get to that here. Also, one of America's biggest health insurers just issued a massive warning that healthcare costs are about to soar. All this here in this video. Here we go. Wow. Yeah, so US House Republicans are targeting more spending cuts after the trillions of dollars of spending cuts that they got in the debt ceiling negotiations were not enough. Yeah, so they're looking for more now in the government shutdown negotiations. They're going to push for more. They're going to push for more as they're looking for more. Take a look here. Republicans in the House of Representatives yesterday adopted new government spending targets for the new fiscal year coming up below the levels agreed by House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and President Joe Biden, setting up a new fight with the Democratic-led Senate that could risk a government shutdown. The House Appropriations Committee voted 33 to 27 along party lines to adopt a discretionary spending levels of $1.47 trillion for the new fiscal upcoming year, which starts on October 1st. That's about $120 billion below the $1.59 trillion set out by the debt ceiling bill negotiated by Biden and McCarthy. The targets would maintain defense spending at just under $1 trillion a year, $866 billion, agreed by the two. But the plan would slash spending for environment, public assistance, assistance for millions of Americans, and foreign aid. It would also increase spending for the border security, drug enforcement, and countering China. Democrats say that lowering levels renege on debt ceiling agreement. Republicans counter that the deal only capped spending. They adopted a bill that would cut spending on agriculture, the FDA, by 30%. Republicans on committee unveiled another bill for energy and water development that Democrats said cut spending on domestic programs like green energy by 22%, and also objected to policies that Republicans attached to spending bills that would prevent an abortion drug from being distributed through pharmacies. Remember that this also, I don't know which one it is, but a lot of these are also used with miscarriages. So keep that in mind. Lower spending levels could make it harder for the House to reach an agreement with the Democratic-led Senate, and also you need 60 votes for that. Federal agencies could have to shut down if the two chambers are unable to agree for this by October. They're moving towards a shutdown. That's what they seem to want to guarantee, said the top House Democratic appropriator. Quote, I already worry what's going to happen on October 1st. Wow. This comes as we're already seeing massive cuts to Medicaid, SNAP benefits, and more. We're potentially going to see up to 18 million Americans kicked off Medicaid now that the pandemic is over, and we've already seen extra food benefits, SNAP benefits, food stamps, pandemic era benefits have already ended. And also, we're seeing extra restrictions now on this based on the debt ceiling negotiations for tens of millions of Americans. This is as food benefits, or I'm sorry, as food prices are at all-time highs still in a lot of cases, and honestly might never go down. We might just might be the new normal here. Also, a new warning here from one of America's biggest health insurers just issues a new warning that healthcare costs are about to soar. Yeah, take a listen here. Older Americans are starting to get more procedures like hip and knee surgeries, and it's driving up how much one of the biggest U.S. health insurers is spending on medical care. United Health Group expects to spend more of its members' premiums on medical care in the second quarter, driven by a rise in outpatient care for Americans 65 and older in Medicare plans, said CFO John Rex this week at a Goldman Sachs investor conference. The quote, strong level of care older Americans are seeking out suggests that people are getting more comfortable getting procedures they put off during the pandemic. The United Health Group executive said the insurer is incorporating this higher level of demand into the prices it sets for plans it offers next year in the private market for health insurance for older Americans, known as Medicare Advantage. The stocks of health insurance companies tumbled on Wednesday following the warning. United Health, which has a market cap of $424 billion, fell 7% on their warning. Humana, which also has a large business caring for Medicare members, also fell 13.5%. Evolent's Health fell 7%, and CVS Health, which owns Aetna, declined 6% as well. Wow, that must have been a massive, massive warning, right? However, the warning boosted the stocks of hospital operators and medical device makers on Wednesday. The health systems HCA and Tenet were up 3% and 4% respectively. Medical technology companies like Stryker and Medtronic jumped 5% and 3% respectively. Yeah, so healthcare costs could be going up here pretty dramatically, as if they don't go up every year already. And to make matters worse here, the projected Social Security raise for 2024 keeps shrinking. Remember, last year we had the 8.7% raise, which was the largest in like 41 years, the fourth largest ever. And you can see here Social Security COLA to drop significantly in 2024. Senior Group predicts here. Social Security recipients shouldn't expect 2024's cost of living adjustment to be nearly as significant as last year's, despite warnings that beneficiaries are losing their purchasing power. It's going to be probably less than half. The 2024 COLA cost of living adjustment could be around 3.1%, which would be less than half. Mary Johnson, the Social Security and Medicare policy analyst for the Senior Citizens League, said in a news release issued last week. Yeah, so buckle up because that's significantly less. It's almost a third of what it was last week. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here on a daily basis. Make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't yet and click the bell icon afterwards so you don't miss out on any new videos. Of course, it's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. Here's some videos you should watch next. An unexpected change as we enter the next stage. And Russia says there will be a U.S. nuclear strike. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.